Welcome to the Gorilla Report. I am your host and speaker, Marlon Brand. I just wanted to kind of talk about, child trafficking statistics and just trying to give an overview and an understanding of what's taking place in our world when it comes to child trafficking. Because this is an issue that a lot of people don't like to talk about. This is an issue that a lot of people like to keep on a hush, and I'm just not saying like a lot of people mainly the mainstream doesn't even give us enough information and even talk to us about what's going on when it comes to child trafficking. We all remember what happened with Jeffrey Epstein in Epstein Island, and we all seen the call log with all the different celebrities names and people flying in and out of this island, and we also gained knowledge that of the things that were taking place at this island, uh sex games and different sex exploitations with children, minors, as young as 12 years old sometimes. Now, people like to continue to always say allegations and allegations, but stories and a lot of clues and a lot of different things have come forth. But I found this very interesting when I just typed in the human trafficking, child trafficking statistics, and this is what came up. And when I looked at some of these numbers, I found some of these numbers to be very disturbing. Just take a look with me. There are over 40 million victims of human trafficking globally today. Over 40 million victims, 25% are children. Now, the age groups of these children is between 12 and 14 years old, and the age is as young as 3 years old. And they just said a child is sold for sex approximately 20 to 30 times a day. Could you imagine that? Now these are children, and I wonder. I said, it makes you wonder because you have children, most of us, and it's like how do people allow their children to become victims in child sex trafficking? Like, what happens when it comes to that kind of stuff? Like, are you not watching your child? So as I did some further digging, I realized that I found some articles, and there's different situations that guys or even groups of people, guys and girls working together to looking for victims. There's a process that they go through. There's not like they're just looking for kids and just snatching them, as they're going into Walmart with their mom. Nah, I'm pretty sure there's some cases that took place like that, but not for the most part. It wasn't anything like that. From this article I read, it says here, trafficking in person is a heinous crime and human rights abuse. The most vulnerable members of the global community, those who have limited access to social services, these are the people that they pick on. See, take heed to this, because if you know any family members or friends that may be in these situations, maybe you could be the savior, be the one to come and help them out of this. But they look for people that are limited, who have limited access to social services and protections. They are targeted by traffickers the most. They said steps have been taken, however, to locate victims and reinstate and inherit their rights, provide them with protections and services, and prosecute offenders. See, what they're looking for is people that have nowhere to go. They like to look for people that are just living on the streets. They look to befriend women. You know what I'm saying? That already have children. You know what I'm saying? That some of them guys, they know how to work with. Sometimes they're really coming in groups and snatching people up. It's very, very sad of what's taking place when it comes to these child sex trafficking laws. And I feel like this is something that we need to continue to make aware to people all around us, because the news is not airing enough. They're not showing us enough. They're not giving us enough details of how to prevent and how to protect our children. I tell people all the time, when we run into the stores, we got to make sure that we take our children with us, because now they'll smash the windows and snatch your kids right out the car. They will smash your windows and just snatch your kid right out the car. See, this is why I said when it comes to uh, these laws, we really need to be, as people, standing together and making sure that these laws are reinforced to the fullest extent. Now we have a law person here. I was looking at some files here, and I was like, man, this guy Matt Gates is now he's being questioned. This attorney, not an attorney, but the Florida representative Matt Gates is now being questioned about possible child sex trafficking, sex with a minor under 17 years old. But just aside from that, I mean, let's say he didn't do any of those things. I looked at an insider article here. Matt Gates was once accused of inventing a sex game where he and his male colleagues got points for sleeping with aides, interns, lobbyists, and married legislators. Now, you'll say, okay, maybe he wasn't messing with younger, underage women, but where is his where is your decorum as a man if you're playing games like this in the office? Because there's other articles that I've seen with him. There's actually live interviews where he tells you, yeah, I'm a single guy. I date from time to time, but he has this kind of bravado about him that's like, hey, I got a girlfriend from time to time. But see, when you have this kind of nature, this kind of character that's already set before you, and then you have people that come out with these allegations right here of you, and then you have other allegations about child sex trafficking. And I said, see, growing up where I'm come from, there's an old saying: when there's smoke, there's fire. Wherever there's smoke, there's fire. And I don't like to be the person that comes out and say and try to accuse anybody of anything. No, like I said, these are allegations that are being made against this man. But see, these allegations are not allegations when it comes to child sex trafficking. Those numbers are real. There's some other numbers I was looking at, when it comes to child sex trafficking. How many a year? So you got to think how many children are sex trafficked every year. Each year, there's an estimated 600,000. Listen to this number. Each year, there is an estimated 600,000 to 800,000 men and women and children who are trafficked across international borders. Some international and non-governmental organizations place the numbers far higher, and the trade is growing. So 600,000 to 800,000 men and women are being sex trafficked across our nation, back and forth, and we don't even blink an eye. You know what I'm saying? Like, you will hear about it, but then it goes away. You'll see about it, but then it goes away. There's no real initiative to really tell us, like, yo, we really need to be aware of these things. Like, as a group of people, how can we really, defend against this? Like I said, they do this in groups. There's video and thing. I think I'm just going to start making a carving out just a show to where I just bring awareness about this. Personally, I feel like it's my due diligence. I look at my 3-year-old, right? I look at my daughter, my 4-year-old now. I'm sorry, I said 3-year-old. She just turned 4 in February, and I just couldn't imagine somebody like, just imagine like somebody taking my daughter. Oh my God, the pain, man, the pain. Like, and just imagine how many children. Like, look at this. It's still more statistics. Criminal. This is the fastest growing and second largest criminal enterprise in the world, generating over 150 billion illegal profits a year. 99 billion comes from sexual exploitation. We see what's going on with all of the music videos. The women are out there exploiting themselves to the top, causing our young women to want to grow up a little faster. And this doesn't put any blame on anybody that chooses to dress seductively, or you dress how you dress. It's up to us as men and women to conduct ourselves as so you can look but don't touch. So not to even get into that kind of discussion, but look at how we are so sexually exploitive today in America, just as a whole. Just look how we exploit our sexualities. And now, I remember when I was younger looking at TV, and my mother, even watching a movie or anything, any scene that came up that had anything to do sexually, they'll tell us to cover our eyes or go in the other room and cover our ears up or whatever. And then you'll come back in the room. But anything that came on TV, it was very subtle. You would have to stay up late night, 1 and 2 o'clock in the morning sometimes, just to try to catch something that came on TV that was that would even suggest anything sexually. But see, now that's all changed. I mean, now you could just turn on. You could go out down the street. As soon as you go out the door, you hear the songs, you hear the music, you see this exploitation. It's right in your face nowadays. You don't even have to try to look for it. So you got to think about with the music being the way it is, with the imagery being the way it is, everybody's automatically naturally heightened sexually. Children are coming out automatically sexually heightened, and now we have these wolves, these savages walking around looking to take our children and put our children into sex trafficking rings to never see them again. Children are being hurt day in and day out, have nobody to speak for them. And it's just happening right in front of our door. Six, look at this. This number is crazy. 600,000. I'll share this with you. I mean, this is, you can Google this. This is not, I'm not making any of these numbers up. I don't make the numbers up here. I just have the discussion. But see, this discussion is a discussion that a lot of people just don't want to have. They're afraid to have. And by the people, I mean the news media, the media itself. How many children are sex trafficked every year? Look at this number right here. 600,000 to 800,000 men and women are trafficked across international borders. That means all over. And they're just being trafficked from one country to one state, wherever, to and fro. And you know what? Do you want to? I'm going to give you a little insight of what I think is happening. Let me go back to that other site where they're actually showing all the statistics. You know what I know what it is? This is why they don't talk about it. See, this takes a little understanding. It doesn't take a genius to understand this. This is why they don't talk about this in the public eye. The reason why they don't talk about it is because the people that own these big time media companies, that owns all of this infrastructure, that owns what we hear, see, taste, go, they play this game. They play the game. They play the game of sexual exploitation, exploiting. And a lot of them play that dirty game of these statistics that you see here. A lot of them play this game right here. Look at this. 99 billion. Billion. So we're gonna have this discussion more. This discussion needs to be had. I ask that you like, you share. Um, this is going to be a discussion that I really want to have more. I really want to get more in depth with this. Because it's sad that it needs more awareness. Look at this trafficking. Human tracking has surpassed the illegal sale of arms. Look at, it's passing the sale of firearms, the sale of drugs in the next year. Look, it's going to surpass the sale of drugs in the next years. Cases in 2018, over half the cases, 51.6% of the criminal human trafficking cases active in the United States. I'm gonna read that again. Look at it. You can see it yourself, but I'm reading it because this is also, I always take the audio and we repurpose the audio here. So I have to make sure that I say this again so my listeners out there can get this. In 2018, over half, 51.6% of the criminal human tracking cases active in the US were sex tracking cases involving only children. See, I'm reading this with you. People, this is America is it's a country where you can have fun. You can definitely have a lot of freedoms and everything here, but this is an issue. This issue is bigger than a lot of other issues that they're trying to put before us in the mainstream media and make us take our attention off of. But if we put our attention back on these babies being lost every year, we can definitely make a change. Shout out to Hakeem, man. 100, man. This is definitely something that this is a discussion that I really want to start having more and more often because it's very very sad to see these numbers, man. Like let's look at that again, man. Look at in 2018, man. Children, our babies, child trafficking statistics and facts. This list of child trafficking statistics goes over many disturbing facts. We provide this information to help raise awareness of the problem of children trafficking. It is our hope to raise funds to fight this plague, along with pushing the movement against child trafficking forward in the public scope. Nothing changes if we aren't talking about it. Exactly. They took the words right out of my mouth. We have to talk about it. We have to talk about it. But again, I'm your boy Marlon Brand. I thank you for tuning in. And this is just another broadcast of us, the Gorilla Report. And this one is a little longer than it normally are, but from time to time, I like to just give a little discussion of what's happening today and try to keep you current. But till then, peace.